Nirmal Bang Equities welcomes you all to the Q1 FY21 earnings conference call of Power Mech Projects Limited. The management is represented by Mr. S.K. Ramaiah, Director, Business Development, and Mr. J. Satish, Chief Financial Officer. I now hand over the call to the management for their opening remarks, post which we can take questions from participants. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Chirag. Dear all, good afternoon. This is Satish. It is our pleasure hosting call for Q1 FY 2021. I hope and wish all of you and your family members are safe. The year 2020 is going to be an exceptional one in the history of Power Mech journey because of unprecedented pandemic COVID. The symptom and effect of the coronavirus fell through the last quarter of FY 1920 onwards. Power Mech being manpower-oriented company, there was less escape from physical presence of manpower at all places of our site. In addition, the migration of manpower back to their native places made things more difficult for us. It was a disappointing year for Power Mech with restricted movements of men and material. We were struggling in keeping the project work moving, experimenting all possible ways to keep the momentum of the projects. The recent few months for FY 1920 and FY 2021 were regrettably showing underperformance because of the exceptional environment. Since most of our projects are manpower oriented, demanding close proximity with each other, which has resulted a lot of planning while executing the projects. However, things are slowly but steadily improving, and the migrant workers have started reversing to site. Now the productivity is slowly getting back to normal track. We have reported total income of rupees 276.85 crores during Q1 of FY 2021 and the revenue mix is as follows. Mechanical business has contributed close to 59.79 crores, which is 21.81% of the total income. Civil has contributed close to 73.9 crores, and which is almost like 27% of our total income. O&M has contributed close to 120 crores, which is almost like 44%. And electrical business has contributed 20 crores, which is close to 7%. And if you see Q1 of last year, FY 20, the mix was electrical business has contributed 177 crores, which was 36%, and civil business has contributed 135 crores, close to 28%, and O&M was 141 crores, which was close to 29%, and electrical business, the contribution was 37 crores, which was close to 8%. There is significant dip in the turnover of around 44% in reported total income during the quarter as compared to last year. And the revenue dip largely attributable to lockdown at various projects except for operation and maintenance. Projects like the railway, irrigation, and the project which is at Nigeria, Dangote. More or less, operation and maintenance sites were operating except few shutdown works which were not allowed to carry due to COVID restrictions. Projects like railway, irrigation, and Nigeria work was going on for the entire period with limited resources in terms of manpower and material. The percentage of execution level of all sites during the quarter as compared to last year is around 56% only due to lockdown, and if we exclude revenue from operation and railway, irrigation, and Nigeria project, the overall execution was hardly 30% as compared to last year. And if you see, the revenue traction per month was close to 92 crores, including operation and maintenance. Revenue as against normal average revenue generation of rupees 165 crores to 185 crores per month. Now the execution cycle is improving a lot. Further, if we see like the reported EBITDA is rupees 12 crores negative during the quarter, whereas during the last quarter, the reported EBITDA was rupees 66.17 crores. Similarly, the reported PAT is rupees 32.59 crores negative during the quarter, whereas during the last year, quarter one, the reported PAT was 28.4 crores. The company put all efforts to minimize the cost across all the sites. In case of bill-to-bill contractors, there was no cost to Power Mech. We have around 8,700 people working across globe who are in our payroll, and being manpower intensity is high. In spite of all our best efforts in direction of the cost, had less flexibility for controlling the complete manpower cost. Moreover, majority of our subcontractors cost include manpower component, which is high. This some extent attributed additional cost. There is substantial reduction in operational cost with a dip in revenue generated in terms of absolute numbers like staff cost, which was 86 crores if you see the immediate preceding quarter, and that has come down to 69 crores. Similarly, admin expenses from 7.9 crores to 7.2 crores etc. as compared to the immediate preceding quarter Q4 FY 19-20. There is decrease in depreciation cost with reduction of capex. However, the finance cost continues to be higher comparatively with the increase of borrowings to fill the working capital gap. The reason being delay of some of the receivables and final bills, in addition to the additional cost which we incurred because of the COVID. Reported loss of rupees 2.69 crores towards share of loss from JV, mainly on account of additional cost of towards Saudi project. We had similar problems been experienced because of the COVID. The company has spent almost like 5 crores additional, which is additional towards air tickets, traveling, remobilization of the site, safety, food, etc. due to COVID. And this cost is a non-recurring and exceptional one-time item. So this has attributed additional cost of another 5 crores during this quarter. So due to lower productivity, the fixed set of cost resulted in dip of both EBITDA as well as PAT margins. So the lower productivity could not absorb the minimum set of expenses, that has resulted lower EBITDA as well as PAT. Further, moving to the balance sheet items, the receivables stands at 450 crores as against 542 crores during quarter 4 FY 20, and the inventory level continued to be at 120 crores, and the RM retention money and HT continued to be around 300 crores. And the peak borrowing of the company went up to 590 crores because we have to bridge the gap between our collections to payment, and there was some delays in the collections because of the COVID and all, so we have to resort to the working capital loan. So the peak loan went up to 590 crores, and the peak net borrowing went up to 460 crores. As on today, the gross debt level has come down to 560 crores as against 590 crores, and the net borrowing has come down to 430 crores. The same was around 385 crores as on 31st March. Now it has come down to, it has gone up to 430 crores. The same is expected to further come down during the year. The company is expecting almost like 140 crores of finance bills where we did not spend a single rupee, like projects like Unchar, Suratgarh, Raichur, and AMTZ Andhra Pradesh. Took some time. We have been expecting this payment last 4 to 5 months. Fortunately, the good part is the bills, the finance bills are cleared, and now it has moved to the finance and treasury. So these are expected at any time. So this 4 projects itself will contribute close to 130 crores of finance bills, and the spendings are nothing. So this amount will help a lot in terms of execution of our projects as well as the reduction of loan by at least 100 crores during the year. And despite many challenges, the interesting part is Power Mech secured orders close to 2,836 crores during FY 2021 till date. And if you see, during the last year, for the entire 12 months, the order book addition was 1,952 crores. So we have done a commendable job, and we have still 6 months to go. We are expecting another 1,500 crores of orders to be added during the next 6 months, especially both from O&M and mechanical and international. So with the present order backlog of 7,137 crores, the company can comfortably execute turnover in the range of 200 to 225 crores per month. So the revenue generation fraction to improve from 130, 140 crores per month to 200 to 220 crores. So there is a comfortable order backlog, and there is very strong visibility. And what is important is the environment to execute the project. We are seeing the traction of per month turnover improving, which was there 90 crores. Now it has moved almost 140, 150 crores, and this we are expecting to gradually move up to 220 crores per month. I request Mr. Kodan Ramesh ji to add few more developments on our business development. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks Satish, and thanks to Chirag and the team. What Satish has explained in detail about the present position on the sales, turnover, and the order book position, and the other issues involved. Obviously, we have to carry forward in the second quarter end and then next 2 quarters. The positive thing should be the backlog has increased substantially. Very important and good projects have come in the pipeline. That is a very positive thing. And in this regard, the new unit installation business, which has picked up because of the new orders we picked up from BHEL in Yadadri, 155 crores, 2 into 660 megawatt, and then in Buxar from LMB, that is L&T's subsidiary, 2 into 660 megawatt. These two are about 176 crores. Then apart from this, there were a couple of orders in the non-power sector also, and that added about 556 crores for this current quarter, and the backlog has gone up from 2,054 crores by the end of the last year to 2,550.5 crores, and that is backlog improvement is almost 25% compared to last year. Now, in the O&M side also, one of the key features inside of the downtrends in the this COVID period is that nearly about 15 O&M contracts, because of the uncertainty of extension and all those things, the customers extended the existing contract by 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, like that. That has given a substantial adding up to the backlog of the orders in O&M side. And then that is about 262 crores apart from the maintenance jobs. We have done about 15 O&M job extensions, existing contracts, about 8 repair and maintenance jobs and shutdown jobs. That is how the sum of 262 crores has come for the present quarter across all sectors of the business in the O&M side. And the total backlog now stands at 1136.4 crores. That is a jump of 14% compared to last year's backlog of 995.9 crores. So that is a positive thing. Electrical, lot of efforts are being there. And the latest information is that, of course, we have not ordered any new addition into the order book in the first quarter. Perhaps the second quarter end, now we have to see at Chapla Circle for a substation work about 85 crores. We are placed L1. This information came yesterday. Therefore, we should look at the future in the electrical business. Then on the civil side, there had been major development. What I can look at it is that the opportunities, what was offered at Yadadri, 5 into 800 megawatt substantial, that added almost uh, uh, that added almost 450 crores of civil works in the main plant, balance of plant. And then there was a add-on jobs in the Rail Vikas Nigam Limited in the Vijayawada division for certain jobs. For 3 packages, we got it about 113 crores. This was a major addition. And there was a new effort on the roads which we selected in Hassan and in Mizoram. These two added about 1,100 crores. That is with the arrangement of another agency. We are having arrangement for a project execution to them. So this is the development on the civil side, and O&M I have explained. Therefore, the total backlog of 7,136 crores, there is an improvement compared to last year, 4,574 crores, with the power sector business coming at 60%, and the non-power is about 40%. And there can be development, as Satish said, further we are looking, because the opportunities what we are tracking across various sectors, in spite of the present conditions, is around 20,000 crores odd, and 1,500 crores additional orders. Perhaps good orders will be selecting it. There are opportunities in JSW for the expansion jobs in Ballari. They revived that expansion plant. We are already doing about 325 crores of work in JSW with Dolvi and Ballari. We are expecting another 65 crores job shortly there. And they are going to put up a new blast furnace there, and then other auxiliary systems, and that should throw up opportunities of nearly about 1,000 crores. Since we are established there, and we expect the customer, so far payments are not an issue. We will pursue some more opportunities because we are there. Then, as far as the international business is concerned, there is obviously opportunities are coming down in the Middle East because of the present condition of the oil business. And we are making efforts with the ongoing projects, around nearly 750 crores of jobs. We are looking for that. But outcome has to be seen in the down the line. In the case of O&M, there is a further development. Bara project, which has been taken over by Tata, that project is coming for extension. In the case of O&M side, over 100 crores. The deal has been firmed up. And then NTPC Sholapur for a main plant operation maintenance, about 30 crores job there also we have done the bidding. That should be in the pipeline. And other jobs in non-power sector, in the non-power sector with Vedanta and all, we are expecting. Therefore, another 150 crores of O&M jobs are in the pipeline. For both the O&M and the present condition and the new initiatives that have been taken, the steel and the electrical side, perhaps about 300 crores of orders should be in the pipeline in the next 1 month. Therefore, the focus will ultimately shift to how to convert these orders, as Satish has rightly said. We may not have much of issues further. We will build up good order backlog, but the challenge will be execution. The present challenge is obviously manpower planning. And in the second quarter end, perhaps we have reached a level of over 60% of manpower planning compared to what was the pre-COVID level. 15,000 was the total manpower strength in various sites. Of course, O&M it has not affected much, but on the construction side, both installation jobs and then electrical jobs, civil jobs, it has affected. For once we hope to bring up the levels to 80-90%, perhaps the turnover should improve. And then the new projects which we are going to start, Buxar 176 crores, that is awarded, that we have to start in a month. Then the Yadadri job, 5 to 800 megawatt, there is a single setup where we are going to execute 810 crores of civil, structural and mechanical boiler installation jobs. So that should give us a substantial revenue, 30 to 40 crores per month. And then the ongoing job in Bangladesh, that is 860 crores with 600 crores of civil work and balance is mechanical and balance of plant work, where we have completed about 180 crores. That should come on the stream for a full stream. And then Nigeria, $76 million for the Dangote. That there is no impact of the COVID. The work is going on. And we are obviously looking at the many of the other projects also which were to complete. For example, Bhusawal, we are executing 280 crores of civil and structural. Then Ramayanpet canal work 350 crores, 30% work is completed. Balance we have to complete it. Then Gudivada, Machilipatnam railway line almost 95% is completed. The ongoing completion of work in Bar 3 into 660 megawatt about 240 crores. Then JSW, both at Dolvi and Ballari about 330 crores. And then pipeline jobs about 346 crores. These are the main focus will be there to augment increase the revenue in the coming quarters. And we have to depend a lot on how fast the manpower augmentation takes place. We don't have an issue on the other resources like TNT and equipment and construction equipment. That company is self-sufficient. This is a constraint we have to overcome as fast as possible. Then perhaps things should look up. Thank you very much.
Can we open for Q&A?
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 now. The first question is from the line of Sanjay Dam from Old Bridge Capital. Please go ahead.
Mr. Ramaiah, hope you're doing well. Hi, Satish.
Good afternoon, Sanjay.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, so at the end of 15th September, the order backlog that you have, so O&M is okay, it's 16%. The rest of it is like, it's a very large portion out of civil and then, erection where I guess the ramp up will be very, very gradual. So when you talked about, so on the one hand, you gave us two, sense. One was that 90 crore of monthly execution would kind of ramp up to 140 crore a month, and then by the end of the fiscal, maybe you will see it going up to 230 odd crore of monthly execution. And that was one. And on the other hand, you gave us several projects where execution is on, and O&M part obviously is there, but the other projects wise you gave. So if you could, so when I come back to the vertical wise order backlog, so how do you see the mix for FY21, sir, by the end of the year, out of this order backlog when you execute? So what is the mix that you?
I think, thanks, Sanjay. I think with the O&M as part of the power business and the new orders we have secured in the power sector, both in civil and mechanical, from BHL and Yadadri, and the ongoing jobs in the power sector, in Bhusawal and other places, perhaps, there will be some improvement in the power sector ratio of the business compared to non-power. Of course, it depends on how much the ramp-up can be done in the civil side, civil non-power side. Finally, the railways, about 113 crores new jobs we have taken, and the road project. That may perhaps come in the later of the third quarter. Therefore, I see an upsurge in the revenue turnover in the case of power sector because of the projects what I mentioned. And the issue will be obviously to ramp up the manpower, because all these projects are established. What I said was Yadadri, the total order booking is about 800 plus 800 crores. Then Bangladesh 860 crores. And then the Bhusawal 280 crores, and then new job we have to start at Buxar 176 crores, and then the rest I told you. Therefore, there will be more focus on the power sector jobs. Then that should improve the position. Subject to manpower, how fast we can augment it.
So on top of Sanjay ji, this the O&M pie we are expecting to go up by at least by 400-500 crores, the backlog by year end. And the international we could not do much because of delay due to COVID and all. That is going to be again both O&M and international. That we are expecting to add another 700 crores. So the year end closing order book, the pie will be like 18 to 19% O&M and close to 38 to 40% will be civil, mechanical maybe 36-38%, and electrical maybe 5 to 6%. That's how the mix we are expecting.
Yeah, thanks, Satish. Thanks for that. You all were at around 8,500 workforce at the site. Did I get that right?
No, 50,000. See, 9,000 and all.
Only 3,700 people now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and overall we have like maybe another 7,500, 8,000. Yeah.
So currently you are at what extent of your normalized levels?
60%.
60% by number of employees, is it?
No, one is the indirect labor, another is the direct labor. I am talking about the direct labor. There is no issue. Indirect labor is not an issue. Direct labor on site, what we are managing that site, O&M there is not much of impact. We are managing it. But on the construction side of both civil mechanical jobs and electrical jobs, the present manpower is what proceeds is about 8,500. That we have to ramp up to 15,000. And maybe another 1,000 or odd for the new jobs. That is what is the requirement.
So the on-roll may go up to another 1,500, not more, 1,000 to 1,200, not more than that.
Correct.
Okay. So the others have to go up actually.
The people who have gone back, who have gone to their native places, they have to come back. That is the main thing.
Sure, and the working capital days, how do you see it by the end of the year? How do you, in terms of number of days of net working capital, how do you see that?
Sir, maybe by year end, more or less it will remain in line with 31st March 2020, sir, because now slightly we have seen little bit of realization delay from most of the customers because of COVID and all. Now, last 1.5 months, things are improving. So, the net current days may come down to close to 160 or 65 days from 180 days. And if the final bill, what we have targeted for 150, 160 crores, if that comes, maybe it may come down to 130 or 125 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of the collections so far, I mean, it's now about mid-September has gone by. So if I look at the the collections that you've done, as a proportion of what was outstanding, so how would it compare versus last year?
So if you see, like the average collection used to be at close to 175 to 180 days, but if you see Q4, that normally it's the peak, that have gone up to 200 to 220 crores. Okay, but if you see the entire year for normalized entire year, last year was close to 165 to 170, and that has come down to 120 to 130 crores. Now it's picking up to 160-65 crores, and this should go up to 220 crores. Maybe next 1 or 2 months. So, see, a few months we have experienced even 90 to 100 crores. That has gone up to 130, 135. Now slowly we're seeing it's improving to 150, 165. So it should go up to 200 crores, 200, 220 crores. which will be more than last year.
Thanks. I have a few more questions. I'll come back in the queue. Thank you so much.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Dhruv from HDFC Asset Management. Please go ahead.
Then does it exclude the O&M or that is included?
The collection, sir?
The 8,500 number that you mentioned, the employee count, that includes O&M?
O&M, sir. 8,700 people, including O&M.
Okay. And sir, if you have to, exclude O&M, because I believe O&M is quite steady and that will continue for you. If you have to exclude O&M just to understand where the level is currently, can you share that number? Is it possible?
So it's close to 3,800 people are working in O&M, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3,800 in O&M. So that number remains broadly similar to last year. So the remaining I can calculate based on. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, you have won decent orders in the period. Given the situation, it's quite commendable. Sir, anything if you can share on how should we think of the margin profile and the working capital profile in these wins? Can it be similar or better versus what we are generally doing, or anything else we should think of?
Yeah. Sir, in terms of normally we are not quoting any projects which are below 14.5%. Okay, O&M or international, that is going to be slightly higher. Except these two orders which we have quoted in the road project, because we have been trying to get some entry last 2 years because we wanted to keep a small presence in this sector, and that's to in EPC, not as a HAM. Now these two projects, we have done complete ring fencing with one of our identified associates. We'll be executing the project and we'll be overseeing. So there is no investment in terms of working capital or assets from Power Mech assets. So it will be a completely back-to-back model. And probably we have done arrangement where we need to work with a single-digit number for these two projects. Except these two projects, the rest all are like more or less 12 to 13% plus in civil. And with like mechanical, it's 14.5%. Below that, we are not at all quoting. International, 15-16%. Below that, we are not quoting, sir.
Okay. So the back-to-back model orders that you mentioned, how much is that total orders worth?
These two projects itself close to 1,000 crores.
Okay.
And
here it is, we are basically, sorry, yes, sir.
Yeah, we will not be even deploying the assets or any working capital to these two projects. It will be a complete back-to-back ring-fenced project. Being a starting this because we are the first two projects where we are going to, because though we have done multiple road works in multiple power projects that may add to 1,000 kilometers, but as a standalone contract, this being the first project, we went through a JV partner. So there we have to take a small hit. It may be a single-digit number in terms of EBITDA margin.
Okay. Got it, sir. And so you will not be investing working capital. It is just the employee force that you will be deploying. That would be our activity, right?
So we have identified the role profile where we'll deploy some of the senior people will be representing the customer as well as overseeing the project.
Okay.
But the cost will be charged to them because that is the arrangement. So what will happen is like the EBITDA what we get, that is going to be straight PBT for me.
Got it. Perfect. And so you mentioned the borrowings have increased to about 560 crores, if I'm not wrong. The closing borrowings were 560 crores, right?
Yes.
And the 100 crores release that you're expecting from AP, if that happens, then your gross borrowing should reduce to about 400 odd crores by the end of the year.
So then the peak borrowing went up to 597.
590, yeah.
And that has come down to close to now 540, 550. And we have close to 140 crores of deposit. So net if you see 400 plus. Now what we are working is, because projects like Bangladesh or like the recent Yadadri of 800 crores or like the Bhusawal and the Buxar and all, it's more like our regular nature of activity, we are not envisaging any sort of investment in terms of capex or TNP. So it's going to be a self-sustained project. We don't need much of working capital. So what we need maybe 20-25 crores towards wrapping up all the projects. Now we have done almost 10-15 crores. We may need another 10 crores to come to the normal level. So that is not a big amount. Now the bigger picture is the Oncha, like NBPPL, where like the joint venture of BHEL and Surat, where second BHEL Raichur and MTJ Andhra Pradesh. That all four put together is going to be 120 to 130 crores. And the development, if you see this quarter to last quarter, is that bills have moved to the finance because it takes long time. By the time it's cleared from the site level, then the technical, then the audit, then it goes to the finance. And especially in case of Andhra, the environment is completely different. The bills are not moving to finance because of so many constraints. So the good part is now they have certified, they have cleared, and they have put in the treasury. Then they have done the allocation part. It's now the government to decide the release. So with all things happen, this may add 130 or 140 crores of surplus cash to the system.
Okay, got it. Sir, probably last two questions. Sir, the Yadadri project seems a big portion for you. We are looking at, in electricity, we are looking at demand decline, and the state DISCOM health is also a bit of worry. Do you think, are you seeing or probably hearing anything that they are probably going slow on the project? Should that be a worry for us?
No, they are quite aggressive there because BHEL has fully ramped up. In fact, the mechanical structural part, 50,000 tons of work we are going to do. They have placed orders for the entire thing. Boilers, they have placed orders for 2 boilers. And then civil, they have placed orders for about 430 crores. As far as the Telangana government is concerned, they are committed to this project as on today. I don't think there is any issue on that because after all, this project takes another 2.5 years to start giving the first unit commissioning. By that time, things should improve. That is how the calculation is that we don't anticipate any sort of a hindrances in implementing this project. It is an important project for us.
Yeah. So it's almost 45 days to 2 months, sir. It's already the first bill, 2 crores, we have already submitted. And next month we'll be submitting 10 crores of billing. So that is the aggression going on at the site. Okay. So a lot of pressure from the customer as well as the government side. And this is expected to go 22 crores of billing per month by November.
Okay. Nice. So just last thing, the order book, if I, just remove 7,100 crores, if I remove the O&M, that is the balance order book is about 6,000 crores. So is it possible to share over what period this has to be executed? A broad number will also be fine, say over 2-year period or 3-year period.
2.5 years you can take.
If you take out the 2.5 years, because the O&M, I've taken the net figure. If you take the gross, it's going to be 1,600 crores. Okay. So the net, if you take at 1,100, the balance is executable over a period of 2.5 years.
Perfect, sir. Got it. Thanks so much, sir. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Swaminathan, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Hope you're all fine. Sir, I have a question on the business outlook. So in the presentation, I was able to see that we are planning to move from mainly thermal and gas into, renewables like solar, hydro, and then also into steel, captive power, etc. What is our, what are the steps we have taken in this respect?
Pardon, I couldn't catch up the last point, I think.
As in, from the core of thermal and gas and everything towards renewable, what are the steps we have taken to move into those sectors?
On the renewable, we have not taken any steps. We are frank with you because as a construction and project company, renewables, more of the investment comes on the product side, not on the services side. Therefore, that we are not focusing it. On the water side, yes, on the advanced sewage system, we're executing 2-3 projects. And as on today, we are also in the process of bidding some projects in the as per the urban renewal program. So many urban renewal projects, for the sewage treatment and pond. And we already got a division on that. We are working, and that will continue to focus.
Yeah. Sir, this two, renewable and solar, we are trying to work out the O&M space. We did a small entry in solar, but wind and renewable, still need to work out. Okay. Some projects in terms of O&M, because in terms of the value addition, what we have thermal or like petro or steel or cement, much bigger, but whereas in case of wind and solar, the value addition in terms of O&M is small. Still we are exploring our presence in terms of operation and maintenance.
Okay. And so this water will be, how much will be the amount in the order book that we are looking at?
We are
around 150 crores.
Yeah, correct.
As of now, it's around 150 crores.
Oh, okay, sir. The second question is, we have done a very commendable job in order booking, getting the new orders during these difficult times. But in news, we are able to see that the private capex, the PSUs capex, everything is coming down. The steel prices are increasing and everything. So how do we see the long-term deal pipeline which is currently available with the company?
Satish?
Yeah.
Yeah, should I answer?
You can take it, sir. No issue. Yeah.
You see, the steel impact will be related to the two areas of the work, I will tell you. One is on the civil side, where the reinforcement is part of the supply from our side. That is, in a few projects it can be there. But there are clauses protecting them with the price escalation is there. Then we are doing an ongoing job of JSW, about 350 crores. In that, about 200 crores is with material. We have almost completed 70% of that work. And many of the raw materials have already been procured. I don't think we'll have much of impact in completing the JSW job, balance jobs. Otherwise, the new jobs, whatever we have to look at it, suppose some EPC jobs we are looking in the material handling and other cases, perhaps, those projects we will be linked with the price variation clauses. That is how we have to protect the variation in the material costs.
Oh, okay, sir. And on this reduced capex, about the deal pipeline still looks good for a long-term perspective? Hello?
Satish?
Yeah, sir, can you repeat? Sorry.
No, as in because of COVID, since the capex is coming down for all private enterprises, even the PSUs, the long-term deal pipeline still looks very positive for us, or how is it?
Yeah, it's obviously, sir, because it's if you see most of the spending and in terms of bidding and all, okay, there has been postponed, but nothing has been cancelled as of now.
Okay.
Now, honestly speaking, we don't need much order book to hunt for, because we have already added the quality of orders. What we need to add another 1,500 crores, and that's to identify. And it's time to be selective, because multiple options coming. Okay. So we have to spread into domestic, international, again, O&M and civil and mechanical. So the number what we are looking is hardly 800 to 900 crores if you exclude the O&M pipe, so which we can source in either electrical or mechanical or civil, both domestic and international. I don't think should be a problem, even though there will be a slowdown in the spending.
All right, sir. My last question is actually about this thing. You said there was a slowdown in Middle East, and because of this whole oil issue. How is the demand look up the overseas opportunities which is going to come up?
No, I told you, there is a downward trend in the new opportunities coming up in the Middle East. We are, as on today, executing about 10 projects in Oman, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE and all. That will be, we have to factor that, the downward investments which is expected. But on the O&M side, we are focusing in the Middle East. Last year, we have booked about 60 crores of business. This year our focus is to ramp it up to nearly more than 100 crores. Therefore, the shift will be a little bit more on the O&M side. New units as it comes, we will look for that. But obviously, there is going to be a downward investments in the.
As you rightly pointed, sir, there is slowdown in terms of taking up the projects because of this oil price and all in Saudi. So the focus is more of O&M and some of the countries like Nigeria. So if all goes well, probably international, we may crack close to 450 to 500 crores of contract in international markets, sir, because we're in the last leg of finalization of a few contracts.
Okay, sir. Thank you. All the best.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The next question is from the line of Mr. Chirag Muchala from Nirmal Bang. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, a few questions from me. Sir, firstly, on the FGD side, so what is our total order book of the FGD, space right now, and how is the tender pipeline is looking?
FGD?
Yes, sir.
See, Chirag, I tell you, FGD, there are huge opportunities. I accept that. Today, about 60,000 plus megawatts of ordering has been done on the FGD out of 1,66,000 megawatts. NTPC has almost ordered 41,000 megawatts. And then some of the utilities also have ordered in Mahajanko and other places. But what we have seen is that the EPC players who have taken these FGD jobs, they have taken at very low prices. BHEL, they are the number one. Then comes the General Electric, then L&T, then MHPS, Mitsubishi. For all these players in the first lot of tenders, first 3-4 lots of tenders quoted by NTPC, they have quoted on a highly competitive basis, and they are not able to match that pricing on supply chain with the players like us. What they are doing is they are going to place down our line, maybe our subcontractors, our PRWs, or they are trying to develop new contractors for small contractors. And that is where the challenge is. And more than that, the total value and the scope of work involved for an FGD system, in a site, it cannot be more than 75 to 125 crores, civil mechanical together. For we are looking at very closely. The only area we are focusing on FGD is with the General Electric, but they are also, because of the pricing issues, they are giving us opportunities, but our prices are not still able to match with their requirements. That is the present condition. But we will continue our efforts because there is a lot of opportunity. If a good project comes, we will take it up. That is how the present policy.
Okay, so as of now, we have not taken any FGD orders, even not from GE also.
No, GE, we have not taken it up. And then ongoing jobs, if anything comes up with a new unit, that we can take up. That is as part of the main plan. Otherwise, the standalone FGD, we are quite careful because size of the order and the margins available, and because small value, our overheads, may not match that requirement. And customer, obviously, they don't have the margins to cushion the work to major players like us.
Okay, sir. Now moving to O&M. So in O&M, we were also trying to scale up and do orders in the international markets as well as in non-power sector. So any update on that, sir?
Yeah, international market, I said, last year we have done a fairly good job in about 60 crores, and this year we are planning more than 100 crores. In the non-power sector, the Balco, we have taken Balco, we are focusing it. Then this Jaraspuda, Vedanta, that 4 into 600 megawatt, we are working there. That is a captive power plant plus the utility. There, the contract was over. They have short-term extension. They have given it up to September, October. A new extension will come for a next 3 years contract. That will be a substantially big order. That we are looking at it very closely. And the JSW has also taken up some of the power projects as part of their acquisitions and all. We are in discussions with them for the projects in Orissa and then Chhattisgarh and all. If anything, because recently when we discussed with them, they said because of the COVID they have slowed down it. As and when it comes, we will focus it on that. Then in the international business, we are discussing with the GE for a big O&M job that may be plus 200 crores. That will be a positive thing. And non-power sector, yes, the steel side and then mineral side, we are already doing a couple of jobs, and that will continue to do it.
Okay. And lastly, sir, international share, sir, what is it in our total order book right now and in total 1Q sales, if you can quantify?
No, now it's international order book is close to 1,300 crores of 7136. That's
Okay.
mainly from Nigeria and Bangladesh. As of now, because Saudi, it's more or less the contracts are getting over. Okay. So these two projects are contributing the largest contract.
Okay. And sir, individually, Nigeria and Bangladesh, what is the order size and what quantum of the work is already executed?
Bangladesh is 860 crores. We have completed 180 crores.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nigeria, sir?
$75 billion. Satish, how much would have been completed?
$26 million. Okay. So it's almost like more than 65% is completed already.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. That's it from me, sir.
Thank you. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Chirag Muchala for closing comments.
Yeah, we thank the management for taking time out and sharing their valuable insights on this call, and we also thank all the participants for their presence. Sir, do you have any closing remarks?
Yes, Ramay.
Yeah, I think as we rightly went through this call, the focus should be conversion and execution and adequate manpower deployment and collection of the dues from BHEL and other vendors and other customers. That will be the focus. And as far as the business development side, new jobs are concerned, perhaps, getting another 1,500 crores is not very challenge. That is a quality order. And we would like to see in these orders, most of the orders should be self-sustaining with some advances and escalation clauses. That should be our focus. And we will be looking for decent margins to execute. That is how our focus will be. Perhaps, we hope third and fourth quarter will be improve the thing. And but down the line, by end of the year, if you look at the whole thing, 7,100 and 100,500, 8,600 crores, we will be starting at least next year with a 7,000 crore backlog, and things should be normal. And it is that's what we should do reasonably well up to plus 200 crores once these problems are over.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on